This is a Normal Nerds podcast where two very normal dudes talk about very nerdy stuff and whatever else we like talking about. I'm your host, Maxwell Strecia.
I'm your host who thinks this Marcus Invincible joke is getting a little old, Davis Bates.
This episode, we're going to be reviewing Invincible Season 3. So sit back, relax, and welcome to the Normal Nerds podcast. All right, Davis.
Yo.
Invincible Season 3
Yeah, buddy. Just finished up.
has come to an end, so it's time for us to review it.
Let's go. Pump for it.
Yeah, so let's just hop right into the review. 8 episodes it was.
No break this time.
No
Thank
break
goodness.
this time. I will say, last 3 episodes I think carried the load of the season.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'd say
And actually,
first episode was really good, I thought.
first 3 were good because
Uh,
that's what we reviewed, right? The first 3.
Yeah.
Originally,
Yes. Yeah.
that was the first 2.
They dropped the first 3.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we did the
It
first
was on
3.
primed as first 3.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
And second, there was 2 in the middle that were okay.
Yeah.
And then the last 3.
So the majority of the season was good.
Yeah. Oh, I think it was
Okay.
a good season.
Yeah. I thought that was good. It's not my favorite season still, but I really enjoyed the hell out of it. Yeah. I thought it was really great.
We're gonna go off the place like we usually do. If you're a long time listener, we really don't have bullet points and we don't have scripts and stuff like that.
So we just jumped over
Because here's one thing I do want to talk about is what was his name? Power? No. Oh my God, I was talking earlier. Aaron Paul's
Oh yeah, Powerplex, is that it?
Powerplex. Yes. Powerplex sucks, dude.
Yeah.
I don't like the internet. Like for a little bit, was talking about how great he was for a second or something, and I was like, this guy's a loser.
I think he's a well-written character.
Yeah, he's just annoying.
Yeah, he's super annoying, but he's like, it's like, not to sound like a little woke here. He's got that mental issue going on that I think is being written really well. That
Yeah.
he can't possibly he's such a weird. I don't know. He's gone through so much trauma that he can't possibly see how the reality he's crafted for himself isn't. He killed his wife and kid. It was still like Invincible's the bad guy. It's
know.
like, dude, really?
And his wife was also nuts.
Oh, she was crazy too.
Yeah, they were
she was
both
batshit crazy. I
They
thought
tied up their own kid.
yes, they were. They both did Mark dirty in this one. This was they were 100% villains. I don't know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
They don't portray him as like the hero or anything like that.
No.
Like,
They
That's
really
not how
don't
he's
that,
written or
yeah.
anything like that. But I think, what I think it was is that everybody talked up that was like one of the best episodes of Invincible ever.
Not ever, but I thought it was a really good one.
It was good. No, it was really good.
Yeah.
It was really good. Like I said, the last 3 episodes, it's part of the last 3.
Yeah.
Was really good, and it was really good. But I was expecting more out of like this the entire time. I'm like, this guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
I know
he
he's
was
mentally
dumb. He was
messed
dumb as
up.
shit,
I
yeah.
was like, this guy sucks.
Yeah. He's dumb as shit, but it was cool.
I was like,
story.
and he's not even good at what he does.
Oh no, he's a terrible.
It somehow killed an Invincible.
I think because that it's good. Well, the Russell's Invincibles were.
We don't really know what happened on that
Yeah,
one. He just
that's true.
you just see him standing above him at the end. He could have had help.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. And
Yeah.
I mean, also like the other Invincibles weren't as strong as
They
Mark,
weren't,
so.
but he probably had help.
I mean-
sorry about that. We were
Technical
back.
difficulties.
We were talking shit. I was talking shit about Powerplex. He turned off our power.
Yeah. Well,
With
there you go.
his
Yeah.
electricity.
'Cause he's a little bitch.
He is a bitch. He
Need
probably.
power though.
Oh no, it's a really cool idea that the one thing I will give him credit for is his entire original plan was pretty good. Like
Yes.
infiltrate the government.
Mhm.
I remember they had what if they have special
I don't know
name.
the Pentagon. I don't know. There's probably
Yeah, the Pentagon.
sectors. I don't know. So like, what was the Transformers Sector 7? Whatever Transformers thing was.
Yeah, infiltrate them to learn how to beat Invincible, which they never did. The problem too is that speaking of like one of the highlights of I think this season was the Invincible War.
That was an amazing episode. That was
yeah.
one of those episodes.
I think that was my
been
favorite one.
That might have been the best episode of the season.
It was just one of
either
the
that or the last one. I don't
The
know.
last one was really good, but one thing I liked about the Invincible War was just like I was just like, ah, ah,
I know.
ah.
So much is going on.
I was like, oh my
no.
God. I was like, they're screwed.
Yeah.
I wonder why they were so much weaker.
Because they probably didn't listen to Cecil on their planet.
Why would that make them weaker?
Because Cecil trained Mark at the beginning of the season.
Mm.
Mark was 135% stronger, quote unquote, and they got his ass kicked over across the entire
Forgot about that.
yeah, throughout a lot of this show. But I don't know. I thought the whatever, the yellow and black suited Invincible was supposed to be one of the stronger ones that existed. They didn't like. I guess he got more time in the comics and less time in this episode. I think I think there was a lot more. I think there was supposed to be a lot more in this episode that was in the comics, but also like you know, it fit so much in.
Yeah,
like I can't get a detailed backstory of each Invincible in this one episode. There's no way. But I don't know. Yeah, maybe because of that. Maybe because the one Mark was in a Viltrumite prison, so he really wasn't training too much.
That's true.
So you're really just getting into like base stats Mark when he first gets his powers for a lot of them, probably. Yeah. So.
That does make sense. Yeah, I forgot that Mark trained at the beginning of the season with his insane things. But that episode was crazy awesome.
That was.
Rex Splode coming in like a god.
Yeah.
Goated.
Yeah.
He's like, I still got my skeleton, bitch.
The internet has been glorifying him, and I love it.
Yeah, Rex
the
Splode
entire
rules.
time. Like it's like Ben Motor, like it was a mid-mortal and duplicate. I want to get married. My glorious king Rex Splode. It's always like Vegeta exploding or something like that.
Oh yeah, Rex Splode's
dude, he was the shit.
His character is a very well-developed character, like written really well.
Yeah.
The way he starts from beginning to end, like he's such a dick in the beginning, and then he like learns more and cares more and all that kind of stuff.
I'm very sad that he's out of the show now.
Yeah, it sucks, and he went out like a badass.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, took an Invincible with him.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Awesome, but it was like it's so sad to see him go because he is a. We've been saying for the last 2 seasons, he's a highlight every time he steps on screen. And they kill him, and then maybe he'll stay dead on this one. Invincible. This is the one complaint I have about Invincible. They've been having the fairy tale effect, or the One Piece effect. They don't kill people like unless it's just bad guys. Yes, but even them, even some of them. Sure. What?
Rex Splode.
I think he's really dead. Yes, but and this clears up the. We know this clears up the whole future scene from last season when it was. Now we know as Rudy is in there. He's saying Rex, which was actually kind of nice.
That was cool.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah.
Weird thing to do, but I get why.
I agree with the weirdness. I was like, if my buddy died, I wouldn't steal his name after I stole his body.
Yeah, I know.
Essentially,
yeah. I was like,
genetics.
He's pretty much just like, yeah, it was really weird.
I'm Rex now.
Also, why do you keep having robots just talk for you, dude? Just like you can go up and talk.
Yeah, but he's like a fucking
He's a weirdo.
Yeah.
I was interested. I did like the little side note of like that he gave that girl the ability that she doesn't de-age.
Yeah,
I was just like thrown in an episode.
Yeah,
that would definitely come back later, but like
100%. That had to get out of the way anyways.
That was cool though.
Her weakness was just like you never really noticed it, but because they never like aggressively de-aged her anymore than from kid form. So like, but it's good now that it's gone. Like I thought it was a good move, and like it's a little Rudy thing that was great.
An Invincible War there. I was like, oh, this is Immortal's nightmare.
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. I'm sitting there watching. It's like, ooh, the Immortal might have a heart attack and die, and then he gets his butt kicked again, and
he gets his head thrown through Kate.
Yes, yeah. Invincible chops his head off and throws it so hard it goes through one and duplicates things. Yes, which was fantastic.
Absolutely.
Oh, such a glorious thing too. That was the one Invincible where was like, you're okay right now.
Just because
you're okay right now.
Because you beat up Immortal.
Because you beat up some of my 2 most hated characters in the show.
Well, what was it? Duplicate when she was like, I stopped a nuclear bomb. And I love everyone shows that on the internet. It's like her saying that. And then it cuts to her stopping a nuclear bomb. She's just getting her ass kicked.
Yeah, it just dies. It's Rex that did it.
Rex did it all.
Rex and Shrinky I'll give her some of that.
She did kill the guy that tried to eat her.
Yeah, but Rex was the one. She did jack shit. She did the most jack shit out of everybody there. And then those two keep getting happy endings, and I'm just like, meh. I don't care for you two.
Evidently, Immortal becomes the king of the universe.
I don't think that future will happen anymore. Because I think he was at the beginning of that. He said that Mark put him in charge. I don't think Mark will do that now.
Maybe.
Mark is stupid as shit, so it's possible he could just
possible.
make the same mistake. I don't think he will. I think he won't put him in charge.
Maybe.
I don't think he'll do it.
I don't know.
I don't think that future exists anymore.
We thought that maybe it does. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it does.
Because I don't know. Maybe it does.
I don't know how time travel really works in that show.
It looks like they were on the same plane. So the only differences we know is there's different planes of universe. There's different. Yeah, there's multiverses.
Yes,
but they're multiverses. They're not like the Marvel multiverses that are made from different timelines.
Mm-hmm.
And that it explained in Endgame that one time, but then that's actually not how it worked in Marvel.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah, but that was an interesting side quest there. I think The whole point of like all of it was for like Mark to get to the point where he's like, I have to kill these people to stop them.
Yes.
You have to kill Viltrumites to stop them.
I mean, yeah, it's the only way. What prison do you have that's going to hold them? No. Like, even what Cecil did at the end of this season, I'm just like, probably could have just chopped his head off and used that at this point, because the thing they have Conquest in isn't going to work.
No, but
that wouldn't work on Omni-Man.
He wants the information.
I know he wants it. Cecil makes sometimes good decisions. I think this is a bad decision.
That was a terrible decision.
This is a really bad decision. I think he should have smashed that guy. I think they should have experimented on his body and found a way to just rip through Viltrumite skin.
Well, they have a bunch of half Viltrumites.
Yeah. Well, they're pretty much full Viltrumites at this point.
But the problem is that it's a good idea in a sense to make the zombie Viltrumite things.
Yeah, the Marks.
Because Mark does need help, as shown
Mark
in this
is not
episode.
going to like this.
I wouldn't either.
Mark is going to be really pissed about this.
I wouldn't like it either.
Yeah. The sad part is, like, I can see where Cecil's coming from with this one. It's just like...
Well, I mean, especially after Conquest just came and just like...
Yeah, just wrecked... And after all the Invincibles alone just came and wrecked everything. Like, they killed heroes.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, they just have... Earth just has, minus Adam Eve, and even then, she didn't fully, like...
That was
Conquest was still gonna rip her to shreds if Mark wasn't there.
That was cool though when she like
awesome.
went like ultra mode or whatever.
Yeah. Did you watch her backstory episode? Right. Oh yeah. So they explained that whole thing because that's not the first time she's on it.
Okay. I'd have to watch it.
It was good. It was actually a really good backstory for her. I liked it a lot. At first I was wondering, why are they doing this? Like, we don't need this backstory. Now it all kind of makes sense that they did it. But that was sick. Yeah. But even then, she like nuked Conquest's body and it just like gave him a third-degree burn. Like, gave him a sunburn, I imagine.
More than a third.
Yeah, I mean, for a Viltrumite, that's probably a sunburn.
Yeah. It's probably like, now I can really see my muscles.
Yeah, there we go, yeah.
I will say that was a really cool fight scene, was her fighting, when she was fighting with all the objects and all that kind of stuff. It definitely saved a lot of their bad animation for this episode.
Oh, yeah.
To put bad animation budget, as in, like, the problem is watching this, is I'm like, see, here's the issue, is labor practices in Japan are much different than they are in America. Mm-hmm. Even though a lot of really soy boy and whiny white women here like to pretend that the labor in America is like, oh no, I have to work 40 hours a week. No. Mm-hmm. And like Japan, when they're making anime, they are making these animators sleep at the office.
Yeah.
And they live a miserable life where they barely get to see their family. But that's why the product comes out so good.
I mean, yeah. It shows. Yeah, like, the effort shows.
Yeah, I mean, you watch, like, Zenshu, which, like, you know, we might have some listeners here who are chiming into Invincible episode who don't watch anime, but, like, we watch anime.
Yeah, we watch anime. We watch it all.
Yeah, but we're, like, big anime guys, obviously based on the podcast. And you just watch, like, basic animes, like, basic fighty punchy ones. Yeah. And I'm like, this is animated better than
most things of the year.
And what the thing that's weird.
Zom 100. That's a perfect example of everything we're talking about right
and
now.
not even just not even just anime. Like, I don't know what Amazon's deal is, because like DC, which is owned by Warner Brothers, yes, Warner Brothers is in debt. They put out like animated superhero stuff, and it's like it looks fantastic.
And I think it actually does pretty well.
Yeah,
like,
but it's like there are some things in this season of Invincible where I was like, that one where I had to pull you in to show you, where they literally was like clip art moving them through the sky. I was like, what is this?
That was Invincible and Adam Eve's little love montage. Yeah, that was bad. The fight against the dragon was really bad, I thought too.
I was paying attention to that, but I wasn't really paying attention.
You didn't have to pay attention to it because it was just sort of him like, it was like I didn't like they were doing this season. And I think I don't know if it was I don't know what it was, but when Mark moved really fast, they gave him the blur, and I was like, the blur looked really cheesy, and I didn't like it.
You're right, it did.
And he was doing that in the dragon fight, and I'm just like, eh.
Yeah. See, I really think it comes down to is just like, so, this is a year after the last season came out.
Yeah, that probably makes sense.
Or a year and a half.
Yeah, it probably makes sense.
And then, but between season 1 and season 2, there was a big gap.
Yeah, huge. Yeah,
because
2 years.
We have labor practices here that aren't the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so they're like, I mean, if you notice, that's like becoming a trend, which makes no sense, because it's like, dude, you could hire more people or something like that. Where like seasons take forever.
Yeah.
And then like, and it's starting to happen in anime too, which is getting annoying.
It's really annoying.
But like traditionally anime was just like, yep, next year.
Yeah. And the problem with them too is they're picking up movies now too, which I hate.
Yes, I agree with that. But like with Invincible, I think they knew people were mad about the split season, and they
did do that because Whatever in the trailer
Yeah,
they did for it. Yeah.
And then they wanted to get another season out faster, which means they had to cut animation. But I'm just like, do you really? You're Amazon. Stop Rings of Power.
Yeah.
Nobody watches
Blow that show to
Everyone
smithereens.
likes Invincible.
Yeah.
Nobody likes Rings of Power.
It's got to be one of the most popular shows.
Invincible's got to be their most popular show, besides The Boys.
That's true, yeah. And even then, The Boys is falling off pretty hard.
Yeah, Invincible season 3 did not fall off. Great season, by the way. Great season.
Yeah, I'm gonna rank it. I'll rank it pretty well.
Pretty well. But like, yeah, it's just like there were times like I could tell like in the last fight, the fight against Conquest, which they did a great job on. That lasted like almost the entire episode. There was, in the beginning it was still animated like okay, and then as the fight went on, it got animated better to the point where Mark's hair was like moving and stuff. But that was like another thing I was noticing. His hair barely moves.
Yeah, he was pretty like from the season like just looking at the animation in season 1, like he's pretty much just like a concrete statue in this one for a lot of it. Like so much of this season he was like that. I don't know. It didn't bug me too much really because like
no, it didn't really.
Like it was whatever. It was still Invincible. I was there for a lot of the story, but I'm just like I kind of miss what we used to have from like a season ago.
Yeah. I will say I think it's like one of those things that we were talking about with like Solo Leveling. People are like this animation's so good. How am I supposed to watch anything else? It's like stop.
Yeah.
Like animation, if the story's really good, which Invincible's story is really good, I will say, we'll get into this. I think this season's storyline was good, but kind of all over the place. It really is kind of like, in sense, a middle season.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Where it just really just nothing huge happened, but nothing not huge happened.
Yeah, it was a setup season.
Yeah, it's a setup season.
Like, I mean, it's a setup season because the entire thing with Alan Alien happened and Mark's dad, and then that was one episode, and then they never came back to that. So and so that's just a set, like
essentially one episode because I think it was like the end of one episode and then the beginning of the next. So it's like less than an episode overall.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so you just know that when Omni-Man drops there's only like 50 pure-blooded Viltrumites left in the galaxy.
That was kind of interesting.
That was dope. You thought something was going to happen next episode on that, or like in 2 episodes or 3, but it didn't. So they're setting. Like it was just by the time when an episode had passed and they didn't talk about that, I was like, this is just going to be a setup for something else. Like
also 49.
49.
I guess Conquest isn't dead, but
technically, yeah.
I know, but 49.
49.
We're gonna give it to Mark.
Yeah,
we'll give it to Mark.
Yeah, we'll give it to him.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. Yeah, I'll give him that. Yeah. One of these days.
Also, I guess actually now, in reality, he said 50 after they killed the one.
He said that. Yeah, he's after they killed the one, and when he said that, Battle Beast was still duking it out.
Yeah, so there's 48.
Yeah.
Also, Battle Beast to me is becoming Ba Mishra. Battle Beast is awesome, but they just always like, meh. Like here's a little spice of that. I'm like, can Battle Beast do something?
No,
you didn't even show me the fight.
This is true. They really didn't this time around.
Because like evidently I knew this going way back to when Battle Beast fucking broke Mark. Because I just saw a spoiler because someone mentioned they're like oh well because someone was complaining online it was like Reddit or something that Invincible is actually super weak. How could he lose that stupid looking tiger thing?
Yeah.
And then a bunch of people commented like Battle Beast is one of the strongest characters in the entire comic book. And I was like, what that guy is? Oh, I can't wait to see more of him.
Yeah.
And I was like,
it's true. Yeah.
And I was like, when Alan opened the thing and it was Battle Beast, I was like, no.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes. And I was like, he's gonna fight some Viltrumite. Let's go.
Yeah.
And then like, I don't know. I just think maybe I'm just thinking wrong to like past seasons. Maybe the fights were always like this, like quick and easy.
Yeah, for the most part, I think so. Yeah. I mean,
the fight Mark and Omni-Man had against the Viltrumites, that fight was epic.
That was an epic fight. I totally agree with that. Yeah, but also that was like, by the time Mark started doing something, that was a quick fight. Like that fight lasted less than 2 minutes.
I felt like it lasted
longer. Because they were on Viltrumites got on that planet and were doing stuff for longer. But when Mark, like that fight to me really starts when Mark starts fighting back like hardcore against the lady, and that's only a couple scenes, like, because it just cuts from him punching, and then his dad punching, and then him punching. Like, it didn't really last that long.
It didn't last that long.
Like, it's
the Alan and Omni-Man punch was awesome.
Oh, it was sick, dude.
Yeah,
it was sick. That might be my second favorite episode in the season. Just the Alan Alien doing it like whatever, breaking out with Omni-Man.
What was your favorite?
It's either gonna be. Oh crap! That's a good question.
Then wouldn't that be your third favorite?
No, because my favorite is I just had to think about it. My favorite is the Invincible fight.
Okay.
The Army of Invincibles.
The Invincible War.
Yeah, Invincible War. Conquest was good, but I had more fun. Well, I don't know. Maybe it is my third. That's a good question.
Yeah, the Conquest one definitely, because I was just they were there. I think they really picked up the scene though where he was about to rip apart Oliver.
That was bad.
I was like, oh, the scene is disgusting. I can't watch Oliver die.
Like, that's one of those spoilers I don't know. I didn't know if Oliver was gonna die or not. So I was like,
we totally thought he was gonna die.
I thought he could die. Yeah, for sure.
Remember that we said we didn't really like the way his story was going, as in like worrying, not like we thought he had a good story. Oliver is a star of this
fantastic
season,
character. Yeah,
his story is really good.
Do you think Mark is teaching him the little too aggressively right now at the end of this season? I don't like Mark. I like that Mark has accepted that he has to kill people, especially Viltrumites and all that stuff, to do okay.
Yeah.
But like he's in Oliver's hospital room there at the end. It's like, I gotta talk to you. You were right about the Maulers, about everything.
Yeah, that was.
I gotta kill. It was pretty much. It was like, if anyone gets in my way, I'm gonna kill him.
That's
and I'm just like, maybe just keep that one to yourself for a while, and then teach him that when he gets older.
Yeah, that message was
because Oliver killed the Maulers. I'm like, they're bad. They're really, really bad. But Oliver, you kind of just killed them for the hell of it. Like,
sorry.
When he killed the first one, whatever. But when he marched down on the other one and like executed him, like I was like, maybe don't be teaching this kid that it's okay to kill.
Yeah.
Maybe just keep that message, pushing that message until he realizes like he's got to get to where you are, Mark, where you realize that you have to take the hard things.
Yes.
You don't get to. You have to.
Yeah, it was like with Angstrom. And Viltrumite. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
There's some walls you can't. Angstrom is never gonna stop.
No.
Like, and if the Powerplex ever gets out, then that's probably not one of those ones you gotta deal with. But
you can arrest Powerplex.
I guess. But he's gonna keep doing it. If he starts killing people, I don't know.
You could just arrest him.
Maybe.
You could arrest him.
Feels like it's easier.
You just put him in like a cotton jail or something.
They did do that, and then he got out.
He got out because the Invincible War happened.
Yeah, but that's like...
And a Mark flew up and blew up the prison.
That prison got attacked and broken into weekly to the point where Mark was on retainer for it. So, like, is it so out of the realm to think that maybe Powerplex would get out on one of those times?
Yeah,
Multi-Paul got out that time.
Yeah,
the time before when they actually showed up against the dragon guy.
Well, that was the dragon guy that got him out. Yeah.
Which was weaker than the Invincibles.
But the other two... was it weaker than the Invincibles?
The dragon?
It almost killed Mark.
Yeah.
It literally almost killed Mark.
Yeah. Yeah, I still think it's weaker.
And Mark could have killed him. Didn't he kill an Invincible? Not kill him.
No, the Machine Head shot the guy's body.
Yeah, but that literally it almost killed Mark.
It did almost kill Mark.
The only reason it didn't is because they shot him in the head.
I'd like to see that fight play out all the way.
I think it was just as strong as one of those Invincibles.
I think the issue was that one. Yeah, that's a good question. I think the only weakness to that dragon was shooting the host.
Because he heals himself.
He kept saying that I'm like beyond your imagination. Yeah. You can't hurt what I'm from or something. Yeah,
because Mark did that one
spiritual bullshit
super move where it smashed his head into the ground, but it just healed.
Yeah, so maybe the dragon itself, yes. The dragon itself is effectively invincible.
Yeah.
Actually invincible.
Yes.
But the body is not. So I could see that being that could have been a pretty good trump card.
I mean, here's what I'm thinking is if Powerplex gets out, so what? Powerplex is like not that strong.
I know, but if he starts hurting people, that's a big problem.
Did any of them get out?
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
You have to kill all the villains?
Well, currently Mark's on the path to, like, if Powerplex does that, he's going to kill him.
Yeah, which would be bad.
Yeah, which would be bad.
Terrible.
Yeah, I guess it would be bad, yeah.
He's not Angstrom or Viltrumite. He's Powerplex. Like, let's get real.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's fair enough. We'll see.
Didn't he get taken out by, like, the loser squad? No, Eve just took him out. Eve just took him out alone. Eve's strong, so that's fine.
Why didn't Eve take him out?
At the
memorial. Oh, yeah. I remember that. Yes, I do remember that.
Which that's fine because that's Eve. So
Eve's one of the strongest characters in the show.
Yeah.
But
I mean, she did it with not breaking a sweat. But
yeah, it's true. Yeah. All right, fair enough. I guess that's true. But with the other two, with Angstrom and the Viltrumites are just.
You gotta kill them.
They're monsters. You can't.
They're literally not gonna stop until you kill them.
Yeah, they're just absolute. Conquest was never gonna stop.
No.
Conquest got his, like, I know I was saying it's probably a 3rd-degree burn, but he got his skin effectively burned off all the way.
Yeah.
And he was still like, I didn't hear no bell.
And that's literally
like,
what that's literally.
I was like, And
Also,
then,
though, when Conquest was like, when he was like, nobody likes to hang out with me, and like nobody likes me because they think they're scared of me. I was like, shut up, pussy.
yeah, whatever, get out of here.
I was like,
None of the other Viltrumites like me because I'm too good at. No,
Me.
because you're a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
Even Nolan, who was a full-blooded Viltrumite and was all about the killing and shit, was like still kind of normal. Even Anissa, who's a batshit crazy person, was still kind of normal. You're batshit crazy.
Yeah, you were having way too much fun.
You
with
like
this.
bathing in blood, dude.
Yeah.
The other Viltrumites don't really enjoy that.
Yeah, he was like having way too much
Yeah,
fun with it.
There's a lot of memes online. One of my favorites was it's that one where the kid's like standing in the corner at a party and like nobody knows I'm thinking this, and then it's just Conquest and the other Viltrumites are the ones dancing. And
That's
he's like,
funny. That's hilarious. I mean, it's true.
It's true.
It's a nutbag.
He's insane. What I don't get too is like he revels so much in the killing and destruction and blah 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 blah. And then he's like, I'm sad because none of the Viltrumites like me, so they just send me to planet doing what I love.
I know.
So I'm
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
what's your problem, dude? What's your deal here? Like,
Why are you gonna be mad about
Yeah.
it if you enjoy doing it?
you're so weird, dude. You're so weird.
Yeah, I was glad he died. Also, in complete honesty, it's just, as a Viltrumite, you gotta look good too, and he looked like
Yeah, he was scary.
he would just look like a beaten up, gross
The
guy.
messed up teeth.
Did like Oliver showing up and it was just like but he's old.
Yeah. Like when Oliver showed up and he pretty much just bitch smacked him into the ground.
Yeah,
I was like, Oliver has had a great story this season and everything, but every time he flew into battle, I was like,
Yeah,
why are you here? Not even for the sake that of like, yes, Oliver is more squishy than Mark, and I'm like scared for his safety. But I'm just like, Oliver, you're just gonna get in Mark's way again and again and again. He did that every fucking time, and his mom should not have let him go the last time. That was stupid.
yeah. I think she just knew Mark needed all the help he could possibly get.
Yeah, well, how many times did he have to? It was like 2 or 3 that he pushed Oliver out of the way and took a punch from Conquest because he was doing it.
Took a punch from Conquest.
Yeah, there was like a few times where he grabbed Oliver and said, "Get out of here," and then but doing that, he like threw Oliver out of the way, and then Conquest was right there and punched him in the face. Conquest actually made a point of it at one point. It's like, oh, you should have not done that. You need all the help you can get while I to stop me. You should have taken that moment to punch me or something like that. Or some crap.
I think
like
he did
that.
it like once or twice.
I said 2. Okay, so 2 times.
I think.
So
I think.
2 to 3 times.
Yeah, I think.
Which is a punch from Viltrumite that's enough to stay home, Oliver.
Yeah, honestly, the bitch slap was
The
hilarious.
bitch slap was great.
The bitch slap was like,
Yeah, when they make one of the greatest animation things I love they do is when the Viltrumites go hardcore. I love when they just like bend space around their hits.
yeah,
like that,
yeah.
the shockwave goes out.
I
Oh,
love
it's
the
fantastic.
shockwave.
Yeah.
Like one where he punched Mark in the face and it blew all the windows off. Yeah.
Or when Mark knocked him into the air and then does a back a spin in the air and then goes really fast. That was great.
I did when he like put his punched Eve in the face and her face like blew off and then like stabbed her. I literally was like, oh no, 'cause I don't know if she lives or
Good
dies.
heavens.
I didn't know if she lives or dies.
no,
I don't know
like,
what happens. So I was like, is she gonna fucking die?
That's not
And then
good.
he's like, when Mark's like, Cecil, I was like, Cecil, where are you?
yeah, dude.
And then they all show up at the last, like right after the fight's over. Like
he teleported her
off.
there too, so he could have teleported her back, and he just like didn't. It's like Cecil. There are moments where Cecil's just like really dropping the ball, and I'm like, right there was one of them, man.
Oh yeah,
Right there was one of the ones where you could have had Mark back in your pocket pretty effectively if you had
that's
saved
true.
Eve's life right there before she saved herself, and you'd have been in good shape. But you fucked that one up. Instead, you are keeping Conquest alive after Mark said burn the body.
Oh yeah,
And then also making Mark cyber of dead drones with the guy who Mark hates with a burning passion and wants in prison so badly.
Yeah, when Mark finds all this out, it's not gonna go.
Cecil and him aren't gonna be very friendly anymore.
But I know Mark goes into space pretty soon, so
That's good. That'll be
I
fun.
think it moves off Earth for a while.
That'll be fun. I'm excited about that. Very excited about
Probably
that.
like going to where the Viltrumites are or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's all I know is like make it off space.
Yeah.
Not make it off space. Make it off Earth.
Yeah. I kind of wish he had finished the job at Angstrom this season.
Yeah, honestly, it was one of those things like when I saw it was Angstrom and it was back, I was like, oh, okay, actually, like this, like he's bringing all the Invincibles around. Angstrom's like getting a little old for me.
He's getting a little powerplex in me in the level of this like, okay, bro, what's your goal here now? Because now your goal is just I found the one good Invincible in the multiverse, and I gotta break him and destroy his planet and be a worse him for some reason.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna work with the Invincibles that all wrecked my other planet, my other selves planets. Who like all the bad memories he has are from the ones from the bad Invincible worlds. It's like
true.
where he hates them. It's very confusing because he hates those Invincibles so much, but he'll work with them to make sure this Invincible ends up just as bad.
The one good one.
Exactly.
Yeah, the one good one.
I know he's all messed up in the head because of it, but I'm just like, at this point, I'm just like, are you getting powerplexy on me, dude? Just like, at what point do you start accepting you're the monster here?
I'm interested to see what those like Warhammer like
oh yeah, that'll be interesting to see what they do.
tech things are.
Yeah, I'll be pumped to see how that goes. Angstrom, as they slowly turn Angstrom into more robot than man.
Yeah, he loses an arm in this one. Some people were complaining about like the way he's drawn in the comic to the way they drew him in the show.
Okay.
In the comic, his head is much more detailed, like brainy and like gross. But it was one of those things that's like, that would have been a lot to animate.
Yeah, and I'm okay with what it was. It was still brainy and gross.
Yeah.
It was still very gross. That fight, though, was really good, I thought, where he's just unloading all that shit. And Mark, like, stopping himself from falling into his portals constantly. I was like,
I thought that was really cool. Like, Mark, wise, like, it showed, like, Mark's growth from one fight to the other.
The show does an amazing job of showing Mark getting stronger.
Yeah.
Problem is that they just have so many bigger things than Mark out there, so that the joke of him being invincible is getting old because he just, no matter how strong Mark gets, he still gets his fucking teeth kicked in left and right.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, one day he'll be able to have a fight where it's just him and he'll do okay against a real villain.
I don't know.
Neither do I, but I'm hoping.
Seems like the whole concept is him just getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, it does seem like that's a big concept. This last fight against Conquest was intense. When Mark was just sacrificing his body to do it, I was like, oh.
Mark already got freaking Omni-Man again, where he got thrown. He was killing a bunch of people.
In the same form, I'm just gonna burn off. Those are such brutal scenes when they happen. In fact, Mark, he didn't go into a coma. He didn't go into like a panic attack over it. He just like hit Conquest even harder. So
when Conquest broke his his femur, that was awful. Or when Mark, I hated it when Mark broke his metal hand and then Mark's bone was like, I was like, jeez.
Oh yeah, that was intense. Yeah, and then just the classic a superhero at out of options headbutting scenes where he's the only thing he's got left is his head and just like gonna smash that as hard as he can.
Also, what is it? Did I forget from past seasons this demon thing?
It's Damon Darkblood, all the way from the first season, the demon detective guy that Cecil banished back to hell. Because he was like, he's the first one that figured out what Omni-Man did. And Cecil was like, I know Omni-Man's a monster, bitch, but you're getting in my way now, and I need to figure it out myself. I need to work on it still. And Damien Darkblood, I think is his name, wanted to expose him immediately. And Cecil was like, bro, we can't do that. And so he banished him back to hell. So that's where this is all coming from. And
then I assume he called this great wizard thing, Majid, whatever. And I'm assuming it's about Mark.
Probably.
Because
probably.
He's ready for the dark side or
probably.
something.
Or Conquest.
I think it was about, maybe.
I think it could be about either. I really don't know what it's going to be like. There's a bunch of evil stuff on Earth. But it was because he said he's finally getting closer to the dark side. Well, so maybe it is Mark then. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Or
Oliver.
Oliver was already close enough.
Yeah.
Or what's his name? Darkwing or whatever.
Tarkwing, yeah.
Because we don't know where the fuck he is.
He's in the Shadow Realm.
They're like, oh, Invincible killed him in the Shadow Realm. That's probably what happened. And I'm like, are we really supposed to believe that?
Yeah, we were supposed to believe that, especially when the Shadow Realm seems to have a bunch of other things in there itself.
It's like Cthulhu fucking place.
Yeah. Yeah, that Mark was up there with one of the worst. He sucked.
Which one was that one again?
Okay. So good on him for ripping off Immortal's head. And
he really liked.
But he was the one who was like just trying to kind of have fun with it.
He was like Conquest kind of level.
Yeah. It was kind of bad. He was making fun of whatever their Plastic Man, who's the Martian. I was cracking up.
What is his name? I feel bad because that was literally a joke in this season about no one knows his name.
Yeah, Stretcher.
It is an S. It is an S. Oh my god, I'll look it up.
I can't remember what it is. But when he was like, oh, what Mark was when that evil Mark was like, what did he say before he died? Oh, help me! I don't want to not live anymore.
Oh yeah, he was like, that was like awful, but pretty.
It was pretty funny. Shapesmith.
Yeah,
it's not a bad name either.
No, that's not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Yeah. So, but overall, it was fantastic. I don't think there's any major other episodes that were missing. that really stuck out to me. Like
I
we covered the first 3 already. So.
Super funny little thing though. I did enjoy when Eve stayed the night at his place, and then they had pancakes in the morning, and like she comes walking in, and she's like, "Oh, I was just in the neighborhood," and then Oliver's like, "Why did you come out the window and go through the front door?" And then I love the scene where Oliver and Mark are kicking each other on the table, and Eve's like a nervous 19-year-old being like. Talking about, oh, I really like pancakes, blah, blah. She's like trying to like ease the tension. At, like his mom clearly knows they would spend the night together. 100%. And she's just sitting there like, children. Like she's like, she's not fazed about it at all.
No,
so funny.
tried having that conversation with Mark. If my mom ever did that, I would have died.
Well, that was so funny. The way Mark was like, he just puts everything away. He's like, all right, good night.
Bye. That was great. Oh, fantastic stuff. Debbie had a good season too.
Debbie had a great season. I actually like her boyfriend too.
Yeah, he's really cool. I thought he was gonna be evil for a hot second too.
And then he goes, "Oh, we're not flying." She's like, "We don't know we're taking the car." It's like the car, and then that was so funny.
That was a fantastic scene.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, "Oliver, please come back in for me." Yeah. And Oliver's like, "Fine."
And honestly, I'll give him mad props for dating a woman whose both children are superpowered beings, and not just superpowered beings, the most powerful being on the planet.
Yes, and her ex-husband being committing one of the worst atrocities since I don't know, Hitler. But also being super strong and jacked.
Yeah. And when they could kill him in a second. That's the only thing I'm really interested in is like, what happens when Omni-Man comes back? He's clearly gonna die. He has to die.
Yes,
he has to die. What happens when he comes back though? Because he
does
love Debbie.
Yes, he's missing his wife.
He does love Debbie a lot.
Depends if Debbie still loves him.
I think they get back together.
Yeah, they get back together.
I think they get back together one more time.
Possibly.
Before he like kills himself.
Possibly.
Sacrifices himself to save Mark.
Possibly, yeah.
But Mark has a kid eventually, doesn't he?
Yeah, but
not willingly.
No, I think that is canon. Yes.
Yeah, but he does have a kid eventually.
Yes. I think he has two. I think
he's
I'm
a kid.
not 100% sure. I think he has. I know he has the. I know he has the non-consensual, terrible scene that's going to be just that is not going to be enjoyable when it happens. I didn't like reading it.
I hope they. Why'd you read it?
Because it was on Facebook and I was scrolling through and I saw the panels.
This guy. I hope they don't animate that. Like on screen too well. I don't know. It's just one of those things.
It's an intensely animated
don't
thing.
Need it.
No, we don't. But it's a big part of Invincible. So
it's not we know. It's like you don't need. It's one of those things like we know it happens. You can just say it's happening.
Yeah, they're gonna want to make it brutal. I think.
Why?
Because it's a brutal.
The show is brutal.
So it's a brutal set of panels. Like when I was looking at it, I was like, ugh.
Yeah, but doesn't mean you need to do it.
No, you don't need to. But like. They're gonna.
I know they're gonna.
No,
they're the boys.
But I think they might have. I think him and Eve might have a kid too.
Could you imagine that kid, like with invincible powers and Eve atom abilities?
You mean God?
Yeah, it literally would be. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
That'd be insane. Yeah, that'd be insane. So, but overall,
let's rank it.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I think it probably could have been an 8, but like, I don't know. I enjoyed this season a lot. The middle episodes were okay. But how to explain it? It was a middle season. It was setting up so much other stuff that like there was great stuff that happened, but season 1 is still my favorite. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, the animation tanked a bit in this one. So I think just overall, I think it was a really good season. But like if I'm gonna rank it, I'm gonna give it like a 7.5.
Yeah, I was gonna go like 7.2.
Yeah, that's
because I was like, it was really good. I was against Invincible, it was very enjoyable and everything like that. But I will say, when this episode ended, the last one. I literally, my first thought was, that's it?
Yeah.
That's how I felt about the season. I was like, that's it?
Yeah.
All right. It was fun.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. It's like one of those things, like, I didn't hate it at all. And the Invincible was awesome. And the Conquest fight was great. Rex Splode going out like an absolute G. They killed it with the music again, as they always do.
They really did, yeah.
There's a lot of great parts, but it was just one of those that I was like, huh. Now I wait, I guess.
Yeah. Now I'm going to wait another year for another Invincible.
Maybe.
Maybe or more. Yeah, we'll see.
I did look up the thing. I think they want it to be 11 seasons.
That's crazy. Is that enough? Is there enough in the comics to support that?
Maybe.
That's a lot of seasons.
I have checked out the comic and I've read just the beginning. I will say, like, the comic, and I think it is actually pretty great. I understand why they didn't do it in the show. But in like the first episode, Omni-Man kills the Guardians of the
Yeah,
Galaxy.
globe.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Galaxy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
In the comic, they really take a long time, like making Omni-Man out to be like the greatest dad and husband ever.
Okay.
Which I imagine, like reading that, you're probably reading some generic like comic kind of thing. I imagine when the twist comes in that, I bet that was like, what the fuck?
What is going on?
What the fuck?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
So there might be. I mean, I know the. Let's see. How long is the Invincible comics?
So I guess maybe I thought of something online a while ago where they like, because what they're like 3 big volumes.
The 3 big
comics.
volumes.
Yeah, and then, like we weren't even through the first one yet.
144 issues. Issue number is the fight.
With Conquest.
Yeah.
Bing, bing, bing.
So that was only issue 64. So
Oh, wow, okay.
Like halfway through, pretty much.
theoretically,
Not even less than halfway. So
theoretically, yeah, they could do that. Yeah,
that's 3 seasons, so technically double it up. Well, it's only 6. But I could see, hopefully, one of the things they're thinking of doing, which is like what I would enjoy, is like, so the fight with Conquest is issue 61, 64. Now it's a comic book, so that's actually not that long.
No.
Like they're pretty short.
Mm-hmm.
That's only like probably like, I don't know. The comic books are usually like 20 pages each. I don't know, it's like 40 pages, not a lot. And but 5 panels per page. It's not a lot. So I'm hoping they do that, where it's like, if it's a big fight, they'll take way longer with it, make it take up more time and stuff like that.
With Conquest taking up the entire episode, and like the Omni-Man fight in season 1 taking up like an entire episode, those were fantastic.
So the most epic fights.
It really was, yeah. It really was amazing fight.
Yeah,
really
that's good.
It was a beat down.
I love when Cecil uses a laser beam on him.
Oh, you wouldn't dare!
And it just gives him a nosebleed.
That was great. Yep. What did I say? It was like $500,000 nosebleed.
Yeah.
Oh, it was incredible.
Invincible's still great, and I'm like I said, I gave it a 7.2. That makes it sound like it's bad because when we gush over stuff, we definitely give it like high 8s and 9s. I definitely think it's not. I don't think Invincible's in trouble.
No way. Yeah. It's like especially in the landscape we live in now, like where there's so much garbage out there that I don't look forward to, that I actually wish they wouldn't make. Invincible's one of those shows where every time it comes around, like when season 4 comes back, I'm gonna be like, let's fucking go. I'm gonna like when they drop it, I'm gonna be watching it a day of.
So pumped.
Like, so I'll be.
I do hope they do take in the fact that everyone was complaining about the animation.
That'd be kind of nice. Yeah.
Amazon just get rid of Rings of Power. No one's watching it.
Yeah, burn that. Take the entire budget of that and put it in Invincible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. Like, hire more animators.
Yeah, do that.
If we can't have the Japanese work practice where we just make them slaves practically, pretty much. Yeah. It's like, just hire more animators.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Like, there's a bunch of people who just got fired from doing nothing. Like,
yeah, there you go.
Like, just
give them some animating.
They're probably like liberal arts people.
Yeah, there you go. Put them to work. They could do it. So
they could trace.
Yeah, they could trace. Yeah, a good point. So that would be really effective. But it's a good show. It's a great show. Highly recommend it. Go watch this season.
How does One Piece have like weekly episodes? Like, I know those episodes. Episodes are very expensive, but it's not like Amazon doesn't have the money. One Piece has weekly episodes.
Oh, it's the Japanese.
Yeah, I know, but we're talking like weekly.
I'm talking about people who don't sing there.
They have to like
weekly.
Toei has to have. I mean, you never hear about Toei.
You don't. You hear about the studios individually?
Oh yeah, you hear specifically Mappa.
I've heard about Mappa, but like Mappa's like the worst one.
Yeah, but you never really hear it. But Toei does.
Okay, but
Toei does also work on less animes.
True, and also like when they say Mappa's the worst one, what does that mean exactly?
That's
like,
true.
Are they the ones that like will keep you there for a month, and then like everyone else just does a week where you can't go home?
Well, I wonder. One of the reasons Toei definitely does it to an extent.
Yeah.
But I wonder if that they have to have so much money.
Oh, I'm sure. They caught Dragon Ball when it was first coming around, so they're already billionaires there. They got One Piece when it was first coming around, so they're quadrillionaires there. And then they have another really big name one that happened. It's not Fairy Tail. It's crap. What is it? They had another huge one that was it Yu Yu Hakusho? No, I think another studio had that. We've looked this up before too.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, we've looked up what Toei has multiple times.
Oh my god, because we're always like, what is it?
What do they have? It's something.
I don't know. I'll type in Toei's
big
animation biggest shows.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Super, One Piece. They didn't do Naruto. Viz did Naruto. Viz anime.
Toei's biggest franchise is Dragon Ball. No surprise in that.
One Piece.
The third biggest franchise is called Pretty Cure.
No idea. Keep going. There's another one.
Digimon.
There we go. So they struck gold when I was a child.
Yeah, Digimon. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the shit out of Digimon.
Yeah, and surprisingly,
every Digimon.
and they surprisingly did actually give like their team a 6-month break, quote unquote, because they definitely were working on it for One Piece.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we're gonna give it a 6-month break for One Piece, and I was like, oh, okay. And then they had to reanimate Fishman Island. So it's like they were still working.
Yeah, they're still going.
Yeah.
Like,
but that's what I was thinking like today. Is like when they were like, because all it's going to come out of this like animation thing that you're going to be seeing with Amazon and something like, oh, whenever I see people online, they're like, oh, it's difficult to do all this kind of stuff. It's like, just hire more animators.
Yeah.
Like you're Amazon.
Yeah. Buy a building and put people in it. Like you can do it. I don't know. I think it's one of those things where there's whatever department's running that, like, Amazon has its. Amazon is, maybe they'll course correct, but they're like, whatever, their media department we know is woke as balls because the whole Warhammer debacle. And so like maybe they're just like, we're dedicating all of our money to Rings of Power because it's like inclusive and better, and
it's terrible.
It's terrible. You're not writing a good story in there.
It's
You're sacrificing your story for identity crap, and it's like maybe they're too dedicated to that and shit like that. Like they're like, I'm not talking about like, obviously there's probably different studios that do the animation and then like live action crap. I'm talking about their media overall, their Amazon Prime department, whatever you want to call it, Prime Video department. It's probably run by people like that, and they probably just like Invincible is like, that's a good show, but the Rings of Power has an elf of color.
Well, Invincible's woke as balls.
It is woke as balls, but is it woke enough?
No, the reason they don't like it is because it's not pushy enough.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, yeah,
I'm agreeing with you. Yeah, because it's not pushy about it.
No, yeah, it's like, it's fine.
It's like Mark never mentions that he's half Asian.
Ever.
And somehow
like
his mom's looks beat the Viltrumite genes
true.
in looks. Don't know how that happened.
Don't know how that works.
And somehow Oliver's also kind of Asian.
That is actually really weird, yeah.
Don't know how that happened.
I don't know
but
how that happens either. Whatever, what are you going to do?
it was one of those things I was actually, it doesn't make any sense, but I'm glad it happened because he looks more like Mark.
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
Also, some people did point out this, like, there was that one Indian family, that one thing is like, that was just Debbie's face, but they just made it brown.
Yes.
And then they did that also with one of the Viltrumites that goes to kill Omni-Man, is literally just Omni-Man, pretty much.
Yeah.
But not gray hair.
I mean, yeah.
I know the Viltrumites look more similar.
They all have mustaches from some fucking reason.
But I was like, that's literally just him.
It is just him, yes. The two of them were pretty much the same thing.
They did CGI a lot of buildings in the fight.
They did do that, but I didn't care too much about that.
That I didn't think looked bad.
No, that looked fine, yeah. They did not, no. I don't know. I don't know why Amazon wouldn't just take all the money in the world and dump it into
because like right now it's like
show is
their
doing
biggest
so
shows
well.
are The Boys, which is just falling off and no one really cares about the next season. Even though they're all like, well, what it is because everyone who's a Trump supporter realized the show is actually making fun of them. And that's why they like it. It's like, no, everyone knows that.
Yes.
People
We're
it's
not
obvious.
Stupid people.
But like the show just got boring.
Yeah, and it's because the show got boring because one, the same thing kept happening over time. How many times do I have to watch Huey have a fucking breakdown and then some revelation that he'll forget by the next season? And then also you got they did the thing where they got way too pushy with it. Like before this, I was like, oh yeah, that's funny. Like this guy acting like some like deep redneck moron. That's hilarious. That's kind of funny. And it was like every villain was like that, and all like everyone was just. It was too much woke messaging going into it to the point where and like the showrunners even said that like we have an agenda and we're pushing it, and it's like clearly, and they even told us not to watch it if we don't like it, and it's like, okay, well,
I just thought
that isn't good. Your message isn't good TV. Your good TV is the source material that already did well.
Yes, that's 100% true. Which is it the same comic? Wow, who did The Boys? I can't remember what comic.
That I do not know.
I know Iconic Comics did I can think it's Iconic. Did Invincible. The thing with The Boys too is like it's just like you can have that kind of message, I guess, if your show's good.
Yeah,
and it's just like
that's what determines it all.
What?
That's what determines it all.
Yeah, and it's just like it was just so it just got boring. Like, you know what it was? It was better when Vought was like the villain.
Yeah, it was. It was really good when you had Vought, when you had crap, what's his name? Victor. Victor was he was like the CEO,
Yeah.
played by the guy that plays the same character and everything.
Yeah.
When you had Victor as the big bad and all that stuff, that was really great. When you removed it with just Homelander, Homelander's a psychopath, but he's not like main villain material for.
He really
seasons.
isn't. He's like a side villain.
He
honestly,
really is. Yeah, because that's
he can't handle the main villain.
Because all of season 1, he got bitched around by his handler, because he was like a child. He's a child in a man's body, and then second season he gets bitched around by Stormfront.
I think.
Yeah, right. That was season 2. Season 3.
That was
season 2. And then season 3, he gets season 3 is kind of in control, and it's not. It doesn't land well.
See, that's why I think this is Nick pointed that out. It's correct, especially like the intelligence thing. I don't think about it now that you said it. It's like he's just not a good like main villain.
No,
because he's just an insane. He's like not Joker level insane, where like he's just like a whiny, confused individual who's a moron and evil and awful and pathetic. It's to the point where it's like, season 3 was Soldier Boy. Who they tried to make out to be like toxic masculinity, but then everyone, because I'm not a fucking pussy. And like, he's just not main villain material. Like they try to make him like an Omni-Man level, but it's like, no.
Yeah. You know what's also hurting them too is that compared to Invincible too, Invincible is following their source material pretty closely.
Yeah, pretty closely. Yeah.
The Boys is way off script.
Oh yeah.
Like Soldier Boy wasn't even remotely supposed to be that character. Like,
really?
He was supposed to be a massive pussy. Like it was like almost like a joke. Like he like wet himself in like one of the comics.
Really?
Yeah, he was like a massive coward.
So they're just changing it.
They're changing
I remember
they
changed the ninja guy who was awesome.
They messed that story.
Because that was supposed to be like
Black Noir.
Black Noir was supposed to be like a Homelander like
clone who did a lot of the bad stuff that Homelander was accused of doing, even though Homelander was still a bad guy.
Yeah.
Changed that up. They changed up Miss. They're like her whole Miss. Who's the good lady who was like Wonder Woman but not Wonder Woman? Maeve.
Yeah.
They changed her all up too. Like her entire character design changed as well.
Really?
Her entire character she's not a redhead. She's blonde and she looks more like a Valkyrie than anything else. But not
that's awesome.
Not this pseudo Wonder Woman crap.
Valkyries are dope.
Yeah, I know, right? And like so they changed that up. Homelander I think has got warped a bit too. Like once again, the first season was really good because I think they stuck. I don't know if they stuck super close to the source material because I don't know everything that they had. I didn't read The Boys. I'm not going to. No. But I think they stuck a little closer to it. And then season 2 they started going off the rails. And season 3 I think they're off the reservation.
I didn't know all this.
Yeah, no. Even like season 3 was just completely off the reservation. That whole superhero sex party thing was in the comics and everything. Herogasm. But like it wasn't this big. It wasn't that big. There wasn't like a fight that happened there and all that crap. It wasn't like some big showdown between Homelander and Soldier Boy.
Did that didn't happen there, did it?
Yeah.
I thought that happened they fought there?
Yeah. Huey, Butcher, and Soldier Boy. They fight. Soldier Boy and him fight twice.
Oh,
but
yeah.
they initially get in contact because that's a time where he goes like, so you're my replacement. I'm the upgrade. I don't know about that. Remember that?
I didn't. I'm so surprised I didn't know Soldier Boy was supposed to be a bitch.
Yeah, huge bitch. Totally different character design too.
What the heck?
Huey has a different character design. Butcher is pretty much the only one they nailed, I think.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Did no one read the comics?
I kind of feel like they didn't.
Was it successful? The comics had to be semi-successful, right?
I guess so. I hadn't heard of The Boys until... I never heard of Invincible until Invincible, though. So, like, I don't know. I don't run in that circle.
Huh. Can't you guys just do what anime does and just follow the source material?
I don't know.
Pretty,
No, they
strict?
can't. It's like they physically can't do it.
Watching Invincible, though, very good season. We got to end this podcast. Yeah. Watching Invincible, very good.
I'm private at this point.
Well, Invincible... Yeah, because they don't give Invincible enough credit.
Yeah, that's true.
Invincible, it's their best show, hands down. But the problem is I was gonna say is like when I was literally watching this season, I was like, they're U.S. companies, Netflix included, even though Netflix I know has like a division in Japan, are getting actually bodied cartoon wise. Anime is going to overtake.
Oh yeah,
our cartoons.
It's destroying all of our cartoons.
Like watching Invincible, I was just like. Invincible's story and characters is fantastic.
Yeah.
But its animation compared to just a mid-tier anime is just not even close.
Sakamoto Days has better animation than...
That's true.
Invincible.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And just like not even just like it's not even just that too. It's like content wise, like at least Japan's content's fun to watch and it's enjoyable.
That's true.
Ours is just sort of slowly devolving. Like I know there's a few stars out there that are like, like Gumball was a star when I was getting older and all that stuff. But I remember when we were kids, like the cartoons, every cartoon slapped. It was amazing. And now it's like kind of like how anime is. Like almost every anime that we watch slaps. Every mainstream anime that hits slaps. But I couldn't granted, yes, I'm not a kid. I don't have kids. But the cartoons that are out there, there's I could probably name you a handful. Well, as opposed to when I was a kid, I could have named you 20.
That too, but
my parents could have named you 20.
But adult cartoons, I think.
That too.
Because Invincible, the success of Invincible shows that because one of the reasons for How to Train Your Dragon, the live action version, whatever, is a lot of people were saying, and they were even saying on Neurotic Nooner, Ryan was he's well, some people don't want to watch cartoons, and I was like, that time is ending.
Yeah, I know.
Where adults won't watch cartoons.
Yeah.
That time is ending. Invincible's success is a prime example of that.
Mm-hmm.
Random people are just watching it.
Yeah.
Because it's really good. Yeah. And it's guys, we can start,
we can do it.
You can start making animated comic book
That'd
movies.
That'd be sick. Could you imagine if America had an animation, an animation market, like how Japan has an anime market?
Yes.
If we just did that, that'd be so
insane.
Cool.
Just up the comic books.
Comic book to cartoon.
There's so many comic books that could be animated and actually delve, put mad money into them and just follow the storylines they give you.
I know.
There's a billion comic books.
I know.
Comic books is our manga.
That's true. Yeah, that is that is really what it is. Yeah.
And it's very popular.
Yeah.
Everyone loves them. Just there's this one cool storyline where Reed Richards becomes this one of the worst villains ever.
Yeah.
That'd be sick and cool.
That'd be really fun to watch too. There's a million storylines I think, because I do think Marvel fucked us a little bit on that, because they taught us to keep DC, they do whatever they want, but Marvel we got to keep this one timeline going correctly and all this stuff, and keep the Avengers timeline stuff. Yeah. So we don't get a lot of animated stuff from them that diverges. Disney won't diverge from the current Marvel storyline. Even Daredevil right now, which I hear is actually pretty okay.
I hear it's okay.
I probably am still not gonna watch it, but
I'll watch it when it's done and
someone confirms it's okay.
People I trust confirm it's good.
I don't know. I just
because the first 3 seasons are great.
But
one of the reasons also
sorry, very last go. My final point of that is that with Daredevil, in that it's confirmed that Echo and Hawkeye, the shows are canon in Daredevil. Ugh. And in Echo,
Echo beat Kingpin.
Yeah, and he made him cry.
Ugh.
Yeah, and so that's canon.
That's gross.
Yeah.
No one watched Echo.
No.
Just burn it.
No, I didn't know Echo came out.
I know.
I didn't know it came out until I watched Neurotics review on it. Yeah. I was this is a show?
I know. Burn it.
Yeah.
It's fine. Get rid of it.
I barely remembered that chick from Hawkeye.
Yeah, I'm just really... I will say this. We got to finish this up here. I'm getting to the point where I'm clearly with Invincible, animation does well enough that maybe we should start trying to focus more on that than live actions. Maybe we don't need live actions anymore as much as we used to. It's good to have them.
We definitely don't need them. Okay. If we keep doing this stupid animated movie to live action, I'm gonna lose my mind. I hate it.
Wait, what are you talking about?
So you're talking about we need to have more regular animated movies again, right? So
instead of
we're doing this terrible thing where we have a great old animated movie and we're just making a live action version of it. Destroy that and destroy half the other crap you want to make, and just go to animated stuff.
It's like DC and Marvel right now, and everything they always make is just live action. It's maybe if you just transition more into animated stuff.
Go back to the way it was.
Dope Batman, Batman Beyond level shit.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
I will never forgive. Was it Amazon? Someone canceled that.
Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers. That Beyond the Spider or Into the Spider-Verse-esque Batman Beyond show that was in development.
What did they replace for it too? It was really garbage and awful.
Wasn't that terrible Batman show that no one watched?
No, it wasn't Cape Crusader. It was something else. Concord.
Oh, what? The video game?
Yeah, I think it was the video game. They diverged money into that.
I thought it was a Sony thing. Concord was a PlayStation.
Well, I don't remember what it was. There was something else. It wasn't Cape Crusader.
Okay.
That was the Amazon got that because I'm pretty sure WB knew that was gonna be shit.
Yeah, so they just get it out of here.
Yeah, they're yeah, you can have it.
Yeah, we're done with this.
Look at Amazon. Why? Why did you buy that?
I don't know. They shouldn't have because they like garbage. It's like, just look at Rings of Power. Well, we're almost done. I promise. We're almost done shitting on them. But Rings of Power is an atrocity. They have the appendices, which in essence are source material, and they refuse to use it. They literally just wanted the names out of there. That's all they wanted, so they can make their little fake fan fiction world, and it's terrible. And so they're focused on. They have people focused on the wrong ass crap over there when they could be focusing on Invincible and other animated stories.
And it'd be fantastic.
It'd be amazing.
I will say, the live action trailer for Lilo and Stitch, once again, it's not needed. Kids can just watch Lilo and Stitch. Will say, does look kind of very cute and might be really good for like little kids. It's a little kids movie 100% of the way. And I was like, little kids will love this. But once again, we already have it.
Yeah, that's my thing. It's like, I'm not gonna like.
I'd rather show my kids the original,
exactly,
and then the TV show, which rocked.
Yeah, the TV show was awesome. Dude. That thing was the shit.
Yeah.
I'd just rather show them the original source material.
And then there's you spending money on this.
Yeah.
And it's also, I just noticed that it seems like you got everyone's race correct in that one. Disney.
Weird.
HBO,
Weird.
HBO maybe take a message.
Yeah, it's just a little bit.
Snape's not black.
Oh, jeez, that's gonna be a whole other debacle when that show comes out.
The only thing I will say, I'm so glad I want our podcast to be humongous. Tell your friends to listen to us if you're still listening to this.
Yeah, wow.
We're an hour. But the only reason I'm glad it's not humongous right now is that we don't have to go pay to see Snow White.
That's true. We do not have to go do that. That'd be horrible.
Yes.
That's gonna do so badly.
I can't wait.
I'm gonna be so excited.
That's gonna be
I
exciting.
can't wait for people to review it.
Oh, Nerderock and Critical Drinker. I'm on it.
I'm dying for it.
I hope it's a Gundam season 2.
Oh, he's gotta. He has to. He's talked about it before.
I hope he does.
I want all those people, every single one of them, just to each put out an episode.
I want them each put out an episode, and then I hope they have a Friday Night Tights. Yes, I hope he invites It's a Gundam and Critical Drinker.
That'd be sick. I'd love that. That'd be.
Or hate watching porn. But anyways, Invincible was very good.
Yeah,
can't wait for next season. Thank you, Normal Nerd Nation, for listening and maybe even watching another podcast episode. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, and Instagram. Davis is always posting hilarious memes on there.
Also, like and subscribe while you're at it, and leave a rating if you have some time. It helps people find the show.